Welcome everyone. Today we are going to do a reading really for the collective. This is going to be psychic messages that maybe you need to hear. Maybe it's going to help you. I feel like these type of readings reach you at just at the right time, even if it's a year later or a year before, you know what I mean? Like, these are the type of readings where they find you or you find them, I feel like just when you need them. So this is for the collective. I'm going to use 3 different decks. I'm going to use the Good Tarot for your main spread. I'm going to use the Angel something Tarot, just for almost like an oracle. And then I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot for any clarifying that needs done. And at the end, I think I'm going to use a Mother Mary. We'll see, a Mother Mary Oracle card. So what I want to do, let's go ahead and get into this. First of all, when you're in this type of reading, you just want to kind of relax your mind, relax your soul, and open up your intuition. Don't come in like, well, I don't want to say don't look for specific messages, because maybe there are specific messages that your guides want you to hear. But what I'm saying is, what I want you to do is really trust your intuition in these type of readings, okay? So, again, psychic messages. When I say psychic messages, what I mean by that is I connect with my guides when I do a reading, and I feel like my guides, I don't know why I always say I feel like, I already know. My guides will then connect with your guides. So, it's that type of thing where you may see the reading, in that long list of readings on YouTube, and maybe you go by it and you're like, but then it sticks in your mind, and then you go back to look for it, and then you click on it. You know what I mean? It's like your intuition is trying to talk to you, or it's like a sign. You may receive that sign the first time it's sent to you. But if you don't, trust me, Spirit's going to send it again and again and again. So what we want to do is just learn to really open our intuition so we receive that sign when it is sent. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. I just did psychic messages from the Divine Masculine. For those of you that are in a twin flame reading, it was really quite intense, but also very, very revealing, and I kind of loved it. So, if you're in that type of relationship, you may want to check that out. Okay, let's go ahead and give these a cut. Don't mind my arm, by the way. I took a fall and broke my foot and sprained my wrist, but my wrist is feeling better and better. Foot, not so much. Alright, we're going to begin. First, let's just take a second. Just going to take a few deep breaths, just to relax my mind, relax my body, and open up the channel. This is in the light, only of the light. Alright, let's begin. I chose this deck. Okay, well, quite a few. I chose this deck because, it has wording on it, and normally I don't particularly like decks that have wordings on it, because intuitively I want to read that. But something told me to bring this deck out today, so we're going to go ahead and see what it is. Alright, so we start with the Strength card. See what it says. Personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness, compassion that brings about forgiveness. Realizing that you're stronger than you knew. Strength card is a card of Leo. We have the 9 of Cups. Nice. Wishes come true. Your dreams become reality. a magical time of life, good fortune, faith in the universe that all will be well. So, the Strength card, let me bring this down. The Strength card coming before the Nine of Cups, I kind of, I just feel like what it's talking about is, some of you, it's like you're trying to find this balance within, your own personal power, coming back to you. And I feel like Strength card is like a moment. It's a moment in time where I really want to figure out who I am again. It is a number 8, so I always feel 8s speak about new beginnings, and then I love that the Nine of Cups follows that. That's inner harmony. We have the Four of Cups, but am I doing anything about it? Four of Cups, failing to recognize a magical opportunity, missing the point, the distractions of daily life, discontentment or boredom, lost in your own world. Wake up. That's the last thing it says. Wake up. Wake up. We have the Knight of Cups. Well, this is about unexpected love. But let's read what it says. Romantic, flirtation, introspection, falling in love, being swept off your feet, a sudden love affair, a lack of balance in a relationship. Now that would be if this was in reverse. Situations or topics that make your heart flutter, a love of art and poetry. To me, it's unexpected. And then we have brilliant ideas that may need refinement, overcoming obstacles with faith that everything will work out, communicate clearly and concisely, remain objective. This is the Ace of Swords. So, right off the bat, we start with the Strength card. The Strength card is being mirrored by this Knight. Let me slide everything over so you can see it better. So this Knight and the Strength card are mirroring each other. So I feel like, something may be, I don't know if I want to use the word on hold. I feel like your guides want you to start at the Strength card. So again, it's like finding your personal power again, believing within yourself again, being active, taking chances on you, whether that be in love or in any area of your life. And then the Knight with this Ace falling, this could be unexpected communication that's coming in. For some of you, this may be why I'm doing this reading right now. I never know what type of reading I'm going to do until I start shuffling the cards, and then it just comes to me. So, something unexpected, something that should bring you fulfillment. But I have to say, with the Nine of Cups here right after Strength, I feel like first I've got to find that fulfillment within myself. And I feel like when I do, and the Four of Cups, we have to recognize that because it's saying failing to recognize a magical opportunity, and right next to it is that Knight of Cups. So that Knight of Cups is potentially falling in love, potentially being swept off your feet. I often feel in the Knight of Cups, I can't plan for this. This is the type of, if it's love, now listen, it can be a love for what you do. It can be love of a person. It can be all of that. But I can't really plan, let's just say, because, a sudden love affair. A sudden love affair. and then the Ace of Swords. So I feel like if that's the case, what it's saying is it will reach out to you. There will be some type of communication that comes your way that potentially allows this love affair to begin. Okay, let's bring these over here. I was only going to take one or two, but I never refuse them if they come, especially when they come face up. So we'll put them like that. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit more. I feel like I have it down too far. All right, let's bring in the good tarot, keeping all that in mind. You know, I feel like the Strength card also representing a new beginning with the 8. I feel like it's also speaking of 2023, right? We just entered a new year, the next portal, the next chapter. And in this next chapter, I feel like there's going to be some things that are coming your way that, you know, I just don't think that you can really, well, I hate to say you can't plan for. You can, in a way, but I feel like this is saying more about, you know, when you are back to your own personal power again, when you are back to, you know, I want to say loving yourself, but loving yourself means you're allowing opportunities. You're allowing, you know, you're allowing the energy of love to flow through you and around you. You know, it's almost like you're telling the universe, I'm ready. I'm ready for this next chapter. I'm ready for what you want to bring me. I'm ready. Okay, I'm going to let this story unfold, and then we'll bring the clarifiers over it. All right, we have the 10 of Wands. Well, 10 of Wands is probably why we have the Strength card. 10 of Wands, first of all, you can see it's like she's like putting out all these fires, right? One fire after another fire after another fire after another fire. One situation after another. You know, I feel like in the 10 of Wands energy, it becomes too much. It's like, it's a period of time when there is a lot of responsibility. But I don't feel like all the responsibility is yours. So I have to recognize, you know, whose weight am I carrying around? And if I'm putting out someone else's fire, is it going to expand their world, or am I just going to be putting their fire out again? You know what I mean? Solving their situation type of energy. So this being the first card, I often feel this is the energy that wants to go. It is a 10. Empress. Okay. First of all, this 10 of Wands was not wasted time. And I think that's important to know. You know, it's like, man, I spent so much time in this energy, in the 10 of Wands, you know, heavy responsibilities. However, what it's brought out in you is the Empress's energy. So let's talk about the Empress, because the Empress is someone who, you know, she's had a lot of experiences in life. And this can be male or female, by the way. But she has had a lot of experiences in life. And I feel like that's how I become the Empress. It's through my experiences. It's through my challenges. But the Empress doesn't allow life to make her hard or cold. She stays loving and nurturing. And by the way, I don't feel like this is like something that happens overnight, you know. Again, coming back to yourself. The Empress is someone who's very creative, receives epiphanies from divine, and with purpose. The purpose is so that you can then bring it to the world, whether it be to one person or whether it be to millions. You know what I mean? She's really walked the walk of all the queens and has, you know, spiritual understanding of her journey, of her journeys, of the different chapters, the different pinnacles in her life. We have the Page of Cups. And look at this, we have the Nine of Cups again. This is exactly why I use more than one deck, because I love to see the synchronicities. Nine of Cups. Fulfillment. It's interesting because the Nine of Cups is mirroring the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands, again, this is energy I want to end. You know, it's like just too much. It's too much. So I do feel like for some of you, with the Page of Cups here especially, and just the energy we have from the Angel Tarot, Page of Cups is allowing yourself to enjoy your life. Now, it doesn't mean that there won't be challenges, but the Empress gets through these challenges. The Empress faces these challenges. She doesn't put them off. Maybe in the past she has, but she's learned from that. Again, the Empress has learned from her experiences. So that's why I say I don't feel like anything was a waste of time, even the difficult times. Especially the difficult times, because I feel like we learn more from that energy than anything else. But I feel like for many of you, this is talking about the next chapter. This is talking about a time now where, you know, it is more about you. It is about what you do and who you are, in celebrating that. Nine of Cups. Again, the House of Harmony. This is within, though. This is inner harmony. You know, the Page of Cups, I feel like it's like learning to allow your inner child to come out and play. Alright, look at this. We have the Strength card coming right under that Ten of Wands now. So we can see how the Strength card over here, and now coming right under that Ten of Wands, the most difficult energy on the board so far. Here's the Strength card. So let's talk about this a little bit more, because the Strength card means, you know, it talks about your inner, you know, the beast within. Like, we all have that, you know, those challenges that we need to overcome ourselves. 8 is about self. And I often feel when you see an 8, you know, it's me who has to do the work. It's me who has to come to the understanding. You know, I have to know that perhaps, you know, I'm giving my energy away too much. Remember, this over here is talking about your personal power. The Hierophant. Wow. This feels like a spiritual journey coming right under the Empress. Definitely a spiritual journey. You know, the Hierophant is about your belief system. And are you living your own belief system? You know, it's a 5. So anytime I see a 5, I think, okay, it wants us to look at it, because potentially there may be energy that needs to be changed. The only energy here I feel that may need to be changed is, again, the belief within yourself, your faith, you know, bringing it back to the table. Is the card of Taurus. I don't know if I said that. We have Taurus and Leo side by side. Well, hello, Star. First of all, so far, we have 3 major arcanas. All major arcanas in the second line, with the Empress also as a major arcana. The Star, card of Aquarius, but it is about your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes, and bringing them to fruition, bringing them to life. You know, the Star, because we have the 4 of Cups over here, again, there's something that I'm wishing for, I'm hoping for. Some of you, it may be love. Some of you, it just might be inner harmony. I want to feel good again, right? I want to feel good about me. I want my power back. I want to create. Some of you, if you're creating, you know, you're giving birth to these epiphanies, I already feel like it's going to be successful. But you have to trust that, right? You have to trust that. Now, I do want to say I'm getting this feeling like some of you may have, you know, tried different things and maybe you failed, but don't look at that as a failure. Look at that as a step forward. You know, it's like, okay, I learned what not to do. Because, you know, We have to learn that. I have to learn what I don't want in my life. I have to learn what I do want in my life. Star. This is about manifesting your dream, though. Manifesting your dream. And it's interesting because I feel like it's coming under your inner child's energy. So I feel like this is about a dream for some that you may have had your whole life. You know, it could talk about, well, I feel like it is talking about, for some of you, like talents that you already have, or that you're discovering. Some of you, I feel like all of a sudden you get this energy, like some of you yourself are psychic, and maybe you're just unsure what to do with it. You know, trust in divine to guide you. You know, the Empress is receiving those epiphanies. Or another way of putting that, it's like almost receiving my next step. But do I pay attention to it? Do I realize that the Four of Cups would be the only thing would be like, okay, you know, have your eyes wide open. Quite beautiful. This is about manifesting your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, and bringing them into your world. We have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is the energy of defending oneself. It's interesting because we go from the Ten of Wands down to the Seven of Wands. So I feel like for some of you, it's like here, maybe you did have to defend yourself. Maybe it's like, you know, over and over and over again. But it's interesting because I feel like now you are in some way defending others, helping others. Because of those experiences. Okay, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. The King of Fire, King of Wands. Can be in Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's interesting though because it's coming, I know I say it's interesting all the time, but to me it is very interesting that the Ten of Fire, Ten of Wands is following this king. So for some of you, you can talk about a person who, you know, where you're constantly having to like save the day. Maybe enough is enough, right? Maybe it's become too much. And if that's the case, just knowing that, right? Moving on from that. And I know it's not easy just to move on, but I do feel like, you know, because we're going from the Ten of Wands mirrored by the Nine of Cups, this is, I find many times, like a singular type energy. It can talk about the separation between these two people right here. And someone, you know, it's almost like moving out on my own, being on my own, but being on my own seems to bring me joy versus agony. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what's coming to me. Like enjoying myself and my creative abilities and then bringing them to the table. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. Everything is pre-shuffled, by the way. But I like to shuffle with you here. Okay, let's give them a cut. And let's go right over this. Let's go deeper. Deeper if you dare. You know, why am I saying deeper? Because the Ten of Wands being the very first card, it has to be looked at, right? That energy has to be looked at. And the Strength card underneath that, the ability to overcome it. The ability to, you know, and I feel like for some of you, what it's really talking about is like you're a giver, right? I give, and I give, and I give, and I give, but I'm not receiving back. Now, I don't feel like it's from the whole world. It may just be from a particular person. We have the Ten of Pentacles under that King, and then the Queen of Pentacles. All right. I'm going to shuffle. We have the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like some of you are questioning right now. Do I stay or do I go? you're questioning right now. And listen, it doesn't even have to be love. It could be talking about work. It can be talking about many different things. And it can be talking about work and love. But this is, to me, they call it the juggler's card, but I feel like this is more like using my logical mind, taking that next step. And then we have the death card. Death card coming over the Empress. I have to tell you, the first thing I felt is, for some of you, you have a mother who has crossed over, and I feel like she's a very important guide for you. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you have many different guides, but certain guides step forward for certain situations. And I do feel like a mother, and I'm saying mother, but now I feel like saying a motherly type of guide. So someone who, and I feel like this is someone who has lived on earth. You know what I mean? Like angels have not lived on earth, spirit guides have. So I do feel like this is someone who has lived on earth, who has now become, one of your important major guides. It can be a sister, a grandmother, can even be someone that you haven't even met in this lifetime, though they still have lived in this lifetime. Now, I also feel like this is talking about endings, right? What's it want you to end? Well, the Ten of Wands. I can't keep putting out other people's fires. It's not getting me anywhere. It's like I put one out, another one starts. So the realization of that, first of all, I feel like is enough to maybe get you to move away from that. Death card is a clear ending, but it's so a rebirth can take place in your life. Doors, certain, times in our life, there are doors that need to be closed, locked, so that the next door can open. It's like the backdraft, right? I can't open the next door until that door is closed. So I definitely feel like whether this is your spirit guide, again, a motherly figure asking you to really look at that Ten of Wands and then allow it to come to an end. It just means that I got to put myself back into the equation. Clear endings, so that I can have a rebirth. Now, I feel like some of you may be right now questioning that exact thing. Should I end? Should I just end something? And it may speak about, for some of you, you may not be with this king over here, but this may have been someone that you wanted to be with, but, it's just like, I just feel like they just brought you trouble after trouble after trouble after trouble. Do you want to continue that way? Because the Empress would be like, no. I help those who appreciate the help. I help those that I can help expand their world. I don't give to those who will take and use it to deplete themselves. We have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is a fine art of give and take. And I have to tell you, I feel like that's exactly what this reading is talking about. Like you know how to give. I don't think that's the problem. But do you know how to receive? Do you allow yourself to receive? And if you're not receiving equally, this isn't about like, okay, I'm going to give to you so that you can give back to me. No, I'm not talking about that. But what I am talking about, let's just use a relationship, for example. If I'm the one who's giving all the time and they're not giving back, right? Like I'm giving them love and probably much more than that. But it's not, maybe does not really benefit. Well, it benefits them, they think, but it's not benefiting them in expanding their world. It's just depleting yours. So you got to know that. Six of Pentacles. I love it with the Empress there also because, this is a very charitable type energy. And I feel like that is also part of the Ten of Wands, Some of you may give a lot of money, but it doesn't seem to benefit, right? It doesn't, I give hoping that it will resolve something, but then it doesn't. So I got to know that. I got to know who I'm giving to, why I'm giving it to them, and what is it doing for them. I also feel like for many, and I already know this through all of my readings, that many of you, you already have this beautiful soul, this beautiful heart. And it's also represented by the Empress with the Hierophant underneath it, right? It's like your spiritual being kind of taking over. Because remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. That's why I feel like nothing is a waste of time as long as I'm willing to keep my eyes wide open. So, I don't want to keep putting out other people's fires if it's not benefiting anyone and it's only hurting me. We have the Four of Cups over the Nine of Cups. So we have the Four of Cups back over. Now this Four of Cups is mirroring this Two of Pentacles. I think you're just asking your question. Should I or shouldn't I? I think for some of you, this is about some type of movement that maybe you had fear in taking. It's like, I feel like some of you, it's like I dream about living in that Nine of Cups energy, right? Inner harmony. Well, the Empress has that. Now, that doesn't mean there's no challenges in the Empress's life, but she faces those challenges head on. She doesn't hide from them. In the Four of Cups, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just, I'm not doing much about anything. Yet there's this cup that wants to come in. If you look at this, there's a cup being presented to the person in the Four of Cups. But will they take it? In the Four of Cups energy, chances are no. Now, this is also about learning to use your own spiritual discernment as it relates to making any decisions in your life. Some of you, listen, I feel like maybe you want to be single. And, it's interesting because I feel like if that's the case and you do become single, I don't feel like you become single for long. Because of the Knight over here, again, unexpected. I can't plan for it. But what I can do is bring myself to a state of harmony. 4 is also about your foundation. Alright, well, we're going to take the Magician since it's face up first. The Manifester. This is you. The Magician is the Fool. The Fool is, when you look at Tarot, the Fool is the very first energy within the Tarot. The Fool is about taking chances, right? Taking a leap of faith. Faith is sitting right next to it. So, taking a leap of faith. The Magician, the ability to manifest. The Magician teaches the Fool that you have all the tools you need to be successful in this lifetime. And listen, some of these tools that you have come from previous lives. Once you've overcome something, truly overcome it, you overcome it for eternity. the manifester. Interesting also, we have the 10 and now we have 1. This 10 we want to end. The Magician as the 1 to me would speak about the next journey. Judgment. Well, look at that. I knew for some of you that a mother figure is your guide. One of your guides. You know, almost like stepping forward to help lead you at this time. That's what they do. That's what they want to do. Signs, everywhere sign. It's your spiritual team. What are they doing here? They're calling you to the present moment. Interesting is coming under the Death card. An ending. Closing a door. They both speak about rebirths. To allow yourself to have a rebirth. Judgment speaks about your signs, though, in the present moment. Like, my signs aren't back there. And my signs aren't ahead. They're now. Right now. So, living in the present moment is how you're going to receive these signs. Some of you, they're coming in the form of epiphanies, ideas, so that you can give birth to them. Some of you, I feel like it literally can change your life. Over the Hierophant, quite beautiful. Again, faith. And when I say faith, it doesn't. I don't mean religion, though it can mean religion to you. What I'm talking about is, well, yeah. I mean, faith in God, faith in who you are, understanding that you are a spiritual being. Sometimes we feel so stuck, right? We feel stuck, and we forget that we have all these tools that are already built in, right? Built within us. Like, we came to this world with some tools already there. Others we're accumulating in this lifetime. All right, now we have the Tower. Tower's coming over the star. You know, and I feel like that's what I said earlier. Like, you know, if I've tried, like, if this is talking about, let's say, your creative world, maybe you've tried different things. I know this energy, right? Like, you try and then it feels like it failed. Well, I just want to give up. I don't know how many times I wanted to give up on YouTube because, you know, it's hard to stay on YouTube because they don't pay well at all. And they take a big percentage. I don't want to bring that up, but I just understand the energy. So I feel like what it's saying is, don't give up on your dreams, even if at one time maybe it felt like a dream was crushed. Well, maybe there's a different dream that wants to manifest. You know, this tower, it's made out of gold. So even though something may feel destructive, it doesn't destroy you. Even if someone thinks that they can destroy you, they can't. This is why we want to make sure our own foundation is strong. And that's really what the Nine of Cups is, right? It's not just about inner harmony, but it's knowing who you are, discovering who you are, and liking who you are. Well, we have the Knight of Cups. I find it so interesting that almost every card that's over here has shown up over here. The Strength card has shown up, the Nine of Cups has shown up, the Four of Cups has shown up, the Knight of Cups has just shown up. The only thing so far is the Ace of Swords. Knight of Cups. Unexpected. Can't really plan for it. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I was only gone for a second. So anyways, the Knight of Cups again. Unexpected. being swept off your feet. Interesting, it's coming over this Nine of Cups also, right? I find that inner harmony within. You know, a lot of people say, why can't I find the type of love I'm looking for? And I feel like it's because you need to find yourself first, right? You need to appreciate who you are first. And then I feel like the rest will come. All right. Let's take a Mother Mary over all of this. Get Mother Mary's words of wisdom. And again, this is for the collective, so just trust, like, you know, I just feel like when it's for the collective, you'll know if it's for you or not. But I feel like if you've been guided, chances are it is. All right, we got 2. Devotion. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I am clear about what to do next. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I am clear about what to do next. Perfect message to come out at this time. Inner child. I felt it through your whole reading. This is about your inner child. I nurture the child within me through playfulness and self-care. Inner child. You know, it's allowing that inner child to come out. It's allowing that inner child, you know, what does that mean? Well, the inner child, I feel like, is unencumbered. The inner child is not afraid to take a chance. Maybe I don't even know better. Right? Maybe all chances won't be successful, but it doesn't mean I give up. I keep going because the energy of your dreams are here, right? The ability to manifest them are here, especially with the Magician. Your spiritual team is here to help you manifest them. I feel like the only thing this is really trying to get across is closing the door to whatever this Ten of Wands may mean to you, and the Four of Cups being proactive within your own life. You know, it's like this cup, it's right there. It wants to come in. The person's looking at it, but for some reason, they're not moving in it. Let's look at that before I let you go. Let's just look at that, because I want to see what I can see. We have the Two Swords, so there's a little bit of a fear factor of making the next choice, the next decision. Two Swords is about a blindfold, right? I'm wearing a blindfold. There's something I may not want to face. And because I don't face it, I feel like I kind of get stuck in a certain situation, right? I keep putting out more fires. Like if I keep putting out the fires, another fire will start. I need to rip that blindfold off. I need to allow myself to have opportunities. And then look at this. As soon as you do that, everything starts moving. The Eight of Wands is about fast moving energy. It's also the energy of what I think about, I bring about. What I think about, I bring about. I expect good things to happen, and therefore they do. You know, it's a change of perception. This is about coming back to you, first and foremost, no doubt. Devotion to yourself, to your faith, living within your inner child, allowing it to explore this world, and through the Empress's energy. The star, bringing your dreams into reality. It's saying that you have the ability to do that. Now listen, they may look different. Like, I don't want to put, you know, I mean, I may have certain like ideas of how I want something to look or be, but this is really saying, you know, something can come in a way that you completely unexpected, like you how do I want to say that? Something can come in completely unexpected. And I do feel like it's going to. And it is going to sweep you off your feet. Will you allow it? Will you allow it? I feel like this Ten of Wands, I need to deal with that. I need to put that to an end. I need to get back to the present moment, live through my inner child, allow my dreams to become my life through my actions, by the way. You know, the Star card is not just about, like, you know, blessings just falling from the sky. It's you and divine working hand in hand. And judgment is right there. Your spiritual team is right there. They want to help you to manifest the life that you're looking for. As it relates to love, I feel like, I don't know that I want to put a whole lot of control on it, because I feel like the right person will come along. And you will come along for that person. You will be the right person for them. So, I kind of love this reading, but I love them all. I know I say it all the time. Let me know what you think. Your comments mean the world to me. Truly, it lets me know whether I should continue doing certain readings or just put them to bed. You know what I mean? And I feel like your comments help other people also, because I know many of you are probably in that Ten of Wands energy right now. And the only thing that's stopping you from moving out of that would be that Two of Swords, a blindfold. Rip it off. And then watch how the energy starts moving in your favor. I love you guys. I thank you. And I will see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.